There's so many aspects of me that I want to share more of, but then there's also so much of me that I want to get to know. No plans, just vibes. Do you agree? So, this vlog is going to be pretty much how I am thinking these days versus how I used to think, but also finding a way to mash them together to stay true to me. Because I definitely subscribe to no plans, just vibes. But I also have to consider, is that because I'm running away from certain fears of disappointment, rejection? When plans change and I have it in my mind, like, this is happening this day, this is happening with these people. And when it all falls apart, I fall apart. And I internalize that and I hold it in my brain as maybe that person is not reliable, or maybe I'm not worthy of their time. So it's this negative spiral of events that occurs. And the same thing happens when I create content. Like, let me just throw things at a wall and see what sticks, versus actually having a plan, even if it doesn't go according to set plan, still having the notion to show up and do something of structure, but leaving space for also interruptions or what could possibly go wrong. And we got the marker today. Ooh, is that like some ASMR? And the whiteboard. And the topic I want to focus on today is self-doubt versus fears. So, self-doubt versus fears. What do you guys think about that when I write that down? Because showing up daily to produce content, to come up with the ideas, to be excited about the ideas, but when it comes time to film it or to go spend the money to go be a foodie or any of these things, all of that has to be aligned in order for me to just hit record and give you all the content. Okay. And I realized it's not a self-doubt thing with me, because transaction care, although I'm wearing this t-shirt just to be comfortable around the house, it's still my other business. It's still my business that I've been running for 8+ years. And it wasn't because I had self-doubt. It was more of a fear, a fear of failure, rejection, all those things I mentioned earlier. How did I overcome self-doubt? That, am I good enough? Am I qualified? I became qualified. I got the credentials. I got my real estate license. I got a certification within the real estate industry for the job I was already doing. But I spent the money. I invested the time to study, to fail my real estate exam 3 times. Talk about reasons to doubt yourself. I failed it 3 times. First time I didn't show up. Second time I failed by like 2%. And I remembered in that moment how much time I spent studying just to fail by 2%. I said, I'm not doing that ever again. I know once I put my mind to something, it's going to happen. Even if it happens delayed, sooner than later, or the way I didn't envision it, it's just going to happen. So that was where a lot of the confidence came from, is like, based on past experiences, I know when I'm set on something, it's going to accomplish. I'm going to accomplish it. So the self-doubt part doesn't ring as loud as the fears. So the fears are lack of money, scarcity mindset. The fears are, what if this doesn't work out? And those are, to me, more general doubts. Those aren't self-doubts, because the fears about myself would be, I fear that I would waste time because I'm procrastinating, because I am too concerned about what other people are going to think about me. Do you guys hear the birds? They're talking while I'm talking. But the fears of failure and wasting my time was more what I was wrapped in, or wasting money. But once I realized sometimes, most times, you're going to have to do more than what you get back. And that's a harsh reality to face because that might require you to lose money, waste time. All of these are in quotes. Waste money, waste time. But when you reframe it into, no, this is an investment of time, an investment of money, that I don't understand completely what the outcome is going to look like, but I trust it. And that's where that self-confidence has to appear and be present and dominate in order for you to keep going. So the fears of, oh my God, my rent is going to be late. I don't have enough for insurance. Oh my God, my phone bill is about to be cut off. What do I do? But deep down, it's like, I know I'm capable of this, but that part-time job or these other things are calling me for, quick cash. And I'm not saying don't do that, especially if you're struggling financially. It's more so of how can we do a mix of both while still staying true to ourselves and the goals and the visions that we know and the aspirations that we know we're supposed to achieve. So even with this project, 40B40, showing up daily to document my life, to share my insecurities, my vulnerabilities, but also give you guys elements of me that are more public facing, outside, what I do for work, what I do for a business, how I make money, how I manage my mindset in these situations, or how I handle adversity, how I handle loss, how I handle grief, how I handle, debt, a lot of money. Like there's so many aspects of me that I want to share more of, but then there's also so much of me that I want to get to know, which is why I show up to do these projects and to do these videos, regardless of the outcome, because you might see one video gets 5 views. And from the outside looking in, whether I know you or not, maybe you're saying, oh my God, these videos are flopping, or these videos are, no one's watching them. Or dang, she should just stop, go get a job or, try something else. Whereas me, so those are like the fears, that's the noise, the distractions that I could internalize and believe. But the confidence part, now if I doubted myself, I would be like, yeah, they're right. 5 views on a video, that sucks. Oh my gosh, I should just give it up and stop here. This isn't working. No, because I'm playing the long game. Longevity. Okay, so it doesn't matter if 0 people watch it, 1 person, 5 million. Because one, I know this is an algorithm. So I can just change the title, change the thumbnail, and it could get right back into the algorithm ASAP. Or I look at it, okay, maybe it did flop. Maybe 1 to 5 people only, watched it. But let's think about who are those 1 to 5 people? It's not telling me like your mom watched it. You watched your own video 4 times and the other viewer is unknown. I look at it as it's Beyonce. And I've said this before. It's whoever, it's my next client. It's Beyonce. It's my next client. It's someone that needs help, or someone that needs to be entertained, or someone random that just found my content, happened to enjoy it or need it in that moment, because that was my task at hand. I was supposed to say whatever I was supposed to say in that moment for that one person, whether I was aware of it or not, whether they signed up for my coaching or subscribed to the channel, left a comment, or just are watching in the background. I'm still in charge of showing up. If I'm pursuing a goal that I know is attached to me, that is sent, like is something I'm supposed to be doing. Now, I also have to be realistic in this process of, is this hurting me? Is this not helping me in any way? Is this taking me away from the goals that I know I'm supposed to be doing and the work that I know I'm supposed to be doing? If so, then we reassess and come back and go to the drawing board, go to the whiteboard, figure it out, get to the source, get to the root, ask for help. But it really just comes down to an investment in yourself. All of this is an investment in me, as well as growing my relationship with you all, growing my relationship with God, that's already been established, but I neglected in the past. I neglected it in the past because I was too afraid of that initial sacrifice of, I'm not ready to let go of these friends. I'm not ready to let go of my party life. I'm not ready to let go of this money. When if I just look at it all as not just a learning lesson, but a bridge to get closer to who I know I am, to allow that part of me to shine so I could shine more light on others that might have a dim light at this moment, then I'm going to do it. Don't get me wrong, it took me a while to get to that mindset and that belief, but it started with me. And I want that for all of you as well. I want you all to show up. I think everyone should have a YouTube channel first and foremost, and build this into an income stream or a hobby or just an outlet for you to express yourself honestly, openly, and build community. Community has to come first. That was the biggest mistake I made in my business. The first, I'd say, 5 to 6 years is I had no community. And once I realized I need to start talking to people that do what I do, so it doesn't feel so lonely, so I can actually feel like I'm not going crazy most of the time, because when you're working in real estate, it is ruthless. It is a ruthless industry. And not having self-doubt, but acknowledging my fears and ways to fix them, or, repair the damage that's been done internally, or emotionally, has gotten me through a lot of those sticky situations or relentless approaches that many of these realtors have instilled in their business practices. I'm either going to show up and do the job, or I'm going to fall back and lose the business. And when the pressure is on, the pressure is on. That's where all this work comes into play and comes into reality and into fruition. So yeah, self-doubt versus your fears. Which one is overtaking you the most? And how can we operate from a place of more self-confidence, self-love, inner belief, strength? Because you have to believe it first. You have to believe in you first before anyone else can believe in you. So many people believe in me. So many people see things that I don't see about myself. But I didn't reach those points or those moments until something in here clicked, or I got made space, or I matured enough to reach that choice, like, okay, yeah, they were right. And I'm not, I'm not always in the need to be right. That was another lesson I had to learn. I don't always need to be right. And those are battles that I had to fight and continue to fight. Healing is active. I'm going to say that in a lot of my videos. Healing, like, you're not ever just healed, especially when you lose people, whether it's just breakups or actual loss. We're always in the process of healing. So if you're looking to be healed, you're always going to be chasing something. Things that happened 20 years ago, I still think about. And maybe I'll get sad, or maybe I'll smile, or maybe I'll use that as an example in something I'm going through today. So it's like I embrace all of the pain, all of the suffering, all of the wins as well, because if I don't, I'll go crazy and I'll be sad constantly, or I'll be miserable. And I don't want that for myself. I feel heavier, literally and figuratively. I am not nice to people. I'm already fighting that battle. I'm impatient as is. Like, that was something I learned in the last couple of years, is like impatience. Patience really is a virtue, and it takes practice. It takes time. It isn't just, something that happens overnight. You aren't just given a moment to be patient. You're given a serious situation to learn patience and to test your strength. But I'm going to leave it at that. I want to continue to have this conversation. I also want to start doing more outside vlogs, but that requires money. And if I take too many little outside vlogs, that's going to take away from my big outside vlogs, aka vacations, clothes, shoes that I actually really do need. Oh, I don't need clothes, but I do need new running shoes. I know I've been talking about that for a while, because I'm literally waiting for the air bubbles on my shoes to just pop and give out, which is a dangerous path to take, considering I've had my Achilles ruptured in the past. but it's close. So if you want to donate to the shoe fund, feel free by watching, subscribing, liking, leaving a comment. It all helps. And I appreciate you for watching. I don't even think I gave an intro, but it's your girl Lilz. This is Fire Life. Fearless individuality yields abundant healing. And remember, life ain't perfect, but it is a blessing. Oh, and make sure you watch one of these videos here, subscribe, because it really helps push the content and get it to people that will benefit and enjoy it. So thank you again.